Great to talk to you, Brooke. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
What makes Michael such a good friend, do you think?
Well, I think that his sensitivity, his honesty. I mean, as a friend, I've known him for so many years, and what I felt...
How many years? How
almost
long?
More importantly than anything, we were both about, see, I was 14, I think. And I think because we both grew up in the same business, and we had similar upbringings in the sense that we were, you know, we had to begin in this business at a very young age. We learned a sense of, we had defense mechanisms that we'd built up. We realized that we didn't really have to be wary of one another, and that enabled us to build a friendship on a very different level.
Do the unfortunate, nasty comments and criticisms about him, do they upset you? Make you angry?
They upset me constantly. I'm constantly upset by what people say. I mean, first of all, granted, you take everything with a grain of salt, and there are many things said about me that are unkind that I don't find pleasurable. But so many people really don't know him, and they don't give him a chance, and they're so ready to criticize. And I think what happens is when you see genius, and when you see a talent that is just unstoppable and untouchable, the first reaction people have is to criticize it, because it scares them, it threatens them, and it sort of, in order to augment their own self-worth, they feel that they have to belittle him. And, you know, he's a sensitive human being who, you know, all of the negativity really, it does affect him, and it hurts him.
So I want to know what the real deal is, Brooke, between the two of you. Could you just tell, like, what were you, now, I'm not asking about now, but were you kind of like, let's see, what's the word? Was there romance going on? Were you all kind of romantically involved? Was there like ever an exchange of, you know, rings or anything, or?
Well, actually, I think right now, let me say that I believe that we're closer now than we ever were. I think we love each other more now than we even knew we did when we were younger.
Really?
We used to, well, because we had fun when we were younger. I mean, it was,
okay,
and we were sort of a source of relief.
This is a question. Did you have a crush on him, or did he have a crush on you?
I think we both had a crush, and still do have a crush on each other. I mean, I think part of having a crush on someone is admiring them. Almost, I mean, we have a lot of fun together. And I mean, it's almost unfortunate because we know each other so well. But, I mean, he amazes me every time I sit down and talk to him about something really important.
Does he feel more like a brother to you, though, than, say, a boyfriend, though?
It's hard to say. I mean, I find it's a love on a different level. I mean, I feel closer to him than some of the boyfriends that I've had. I mean, I feel more relaxed around him or more comfortable with him than I do. So it's sort of, and I mean, I've never really had a brother. There is part of that. But it's like a love on a very different level, and it's hard to really explain. And whenever I've tried to explain it to people, it's been misinterpreted. And it's a shame because it hurts him, too, when he feels that people misinterpret the way we feel about each other.
Okay.
And he gave me the most incredibly beautiful ring that you can ever imagine. And of course, then people built that out of proportion, and they said we were engaged, and it wasn't about that. It was a friendship ring that when he gave it to me, it was the most adorable thing. We hadn't really ever exchanged gifts before. And
are you wearing it by now, Brooke? Are you?
No, I'm not. Because I'm working. I didn't wear. I know. I'm sorry. That'll be its own show, Oprah.
Well, as you know, he's doing his first interview tonight. What advice do you have for your close friend? And what do you think of him doing this interview? You think this is good?
I think it's good because I think people need to hear him speak, and I think they will only be even more warmed by his presence. They'll be more pleasantly surprised. I think a lot of what happens is people don't understand him because they have no real concept of who he is. They see him professionally and they have no idea what he is personally. Now, granted, that's his prerogative. I think it's fine when people don't want to speak out in public if they don't feel like it. But I think it can only help him because the people that already love him will just love him more. Those who don't think they love him will just come away loving him. I mean, my advice to him, which I've even told him personally, is to just be himself because that's what people are going to love.
I think you're right. Thank you, Brooke.